Hello, welcome to Maverrik Live. I am your host today, Luke 2, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Matty Hawthorne.
Hi there, Luke. Thanks for having me.
How's it going? Do you want to give the audience just a little brief rundown of who you are?
Yeah, of course. Well, my name's Matty. I am founding director of a company called Meaning Business Limited, and we help mostly small businesses, but also small and medium-sized enterprises right across the UK develop what is their most important and often most expensive asset, and that's their people. So I help businesses build thriving, cherished teams. That's what we do.
Fantastic, and that's why I've got you in today to talk about the fundamentals of building a great team. So this is kind of your bread and butter. It's everything you've working for. This is
Absolutely.
What you built your company on. So I've got a few of my own questions I want to know, just to help develop the teams. So what I've got essentially is, what makes a great team? The first one, very broad. This is probably the one you get mentioned all the time if you're just talking to someone randomly on the street.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously a great team is made up of great people. But more than that, I think it's making sure that organisationally that you have a really clear and compelling vision, mission, and a set of values that unite a team in a purposeful direction. Yeah. And so, the best organisations in the world have that, and then hire based on, people who are committed to fulfilling an organisation mission and align around those values and achieve some brilliant things by going to work, doing work that matters and caring for one another. So obviously there's all sorts of components. I'd put alongside that great leadership. So yes, there's some things that make up a great team, Luke.
Fantastic. So those values that you're talking about, is it the company's, is it their goals or where we want to be in the future and see if it matches up, or is it more of a personal sort of thing?
So most organisations have some words that they say, these are our values. Yeah. And you might see them when you walk into reception, written on their kind of desk or on the footers of their emails. In reality, it might not kind of mean that much. Maybe the leadership team went away for a day, had some great fun times brainstorming, and came away with words like innovation or excellence or integrity. And quite often those words can sound nice, but true values have attached behaviours, and it's actually how your people do business. And so I think it's really important not just to have words that are values, but attached behaviours that actually influence and impact how the work's done. And that affects productivity, engagement, but also your brand, because actually how you operate is your reputation.
So if we're looking at Maverrik, everything we post is we want to help 1 million businesses grow.
Yes.
That is our value. So everything we do is to make sure a business works with us, grows and develops. So that would be our company value.
I'd say that sounds more like a mission.
Right, okay.
So I don't know, do you have specific ways that you do that? So a mission might be, we want to help X number of people do this. So how you do that might be, we always act with, it might be, we're an ambitious organisation, we want to have integrity, we keep things simple, we make it, those sorts of things. Yeah. Are there any of those in Maverrik?
There's plenty, yeah. Because the way we work is essentially we're very personable. We get to know people. It's all about relationships, and I'd say that's our core value, is building relationships with businesses that we want to help grow. So it's all relationships. We've got the ambition, we've got the drive, we've got the motivation, we've got all the words you can kind of feed into that. But mostly I'd say it's relationships.
I think a danger as well for some organisations is that they have these words, and actually you go into the office and 80% of the team are disengaged, or there's managers there who are really bad at leading people, and the reality is really disconnected from those shiny words when you arrive in the office. And having worked with you guys, I know that everyone here is so committed to that cause, which is it's why you're so successful at what you do.
That's why we're so loud as well.
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
We're all getting together, rallying up
it's
to
that passion,
get it done. So it kind of leads into how should you structure your team. Like I said, leadership going forward. I think having that top person, the motivation kind of trickles down. And that's going to kind of get from structure in a sense. Yeah. But how you structure can also be how you create that team in the first place. Like, who do you bring in, and how do they benefit, and how do they gel with the whole company?
Yeah, I think it depends on the size and the age of an organisation. You said about kind of that one person who's trickling down. The workplace is changing, and so go back kind of 30 years. it would be typical to have probably an alpha male managing director or CEO who would be the boss and the face and the voice piece of that organization, and almost kind of what they say goes. I think some of the most effective organizations at the moment have a much more dispersed power system where, everyone in the organization has ownership and authority and autonomy. And so, to a large extent, structure within an organization is changing. The way managers work, it might have been an overbearing, you do what you're told sort of management system.
Yeah.
I think, the most innovative companies at the moment are looking at managers being shifted towards much more of a coaching model. It's something that we help companies achieve. So that, when you go to work, you're not being told what to do, but you're actually being empowered to do what you want to do, moving together towards that organizational purpose.
As in, the actions are your own actions, but you kind of guided and move forward with that other person.
I think so. And so, a great organization makes brilliant hires, so that the people who are on your team are competent and capable and engaged to work at their own pace and in their own way.
Otherwise, you get that stopgap where the person who's giving you orders, sometimes they won't give an order because they're busy doing their own thing. And then you've kind of created this moment where, say you're a train going through a tunnel, the first carriage is just stuck before you go through it, and then the rest of them are waiting for the action to move forward. And then the whole business itself is just kind of stagnant because you're waiting on that one person to give an action rather than inspire action.
Absolutely. However, going back to your question, how do you structure your team? I think there are some integral things that need to be in place. And, one of those is trust. Another one is really clear communication, unity, transparency, candid conversation, so that it's not just a free-for-all. Everyone is together. It's not like you can do what you want. There's this united purpose, but the structure and then the permission to essentially fulfill your role the way you want. The companies that are doing that really well are the ones that are winning.
Yeah, without reviews, it's chaos as well.
Exactly. Yeah, bang on.
Cool. So my last question. This is probably one that was quite pertinent. How do you spot problems within a team? Because I feel going forward now, a lot of people would, I wouldn't say word problems because it's quite a problematic word in itself, but there's going to be a lot of friction and tension coming back into the office now. We're post-pandemic, I wouldn't say post-pandemic, but we're coming to the end of that kind of lifestyle currently. So we're going to get a lot of, it's going to be tough to going back into the way things used to be. So there's going to be a lot more problems or friction that arises. So how do you spot those problems?
So team life has shifted more than ever in the last 14 months, and I don't think that's a new thing. There's been this shift happening over the last 30 to 50 years with, the rise of home working, flexible working. These things have been happening over the 10, 20 years, and it's been accelerated by the pandemic. I think, some things to spot are disengaged employees who effectively are waiting to be told what to do before they get to work, and that can be a sign of either lethargy or just really poor leadership and communication, but also some real things that divide teams can be gossip and fragmented teams, and it's just making sure that teams are united, clear about what they're meant to be doing. There's all sorts of things that can stop. Obviously, everyone in a great healthy business are working towards effectively seeing the mission fulfilled, and that affects profit and the bottom line. So if productivity is down, if performance is down, if people are leaving and your retention rate is really low and high turnover, these are some metrics that you need to be checking if you're a leader to make sure that everyone's engaged. But also, statistics say that at least a third of people at the moment are experiencing some sort of burnout. And so if teams are coming back and expecting to hit the ground running like they were, a year ago, people might need some grace, some understanding and some empathy and some support to get back to the new normal. Yeah,
I completely understand that. Even if when you go out to see your friends now, and I know you can go and meet in bigger groups, you feel a little bit drained coming out at the end of it.
Isn't
because
it weird?
it's different from your normal lifestyle. So the way you've worked previously, if people were on furlough as well, so they've kind of slowed down the way they work. Like having that ramp up really quickly is going to get some, like you said, burnout.
Yes, absolutely. And obviously a lot of companies are going to a hybrid model of working. That's brand new for most leaders and for most employees. And so just real clarity, but also patience on both sides so that, that the expectation isn't that it's perfect straight away. So much has changed and is continuing to change. I think just this grace period that it's like, let's get back to work, let's move forward, but do so with this understanding that things are new for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be, you need to be, I say, more open with communication around the mental well-being of the team as well, because it's been awful, I'll be honest. Like the last 2 years has been tremendously, it's been sad, it's been aggravating. So people are going to have those emotions. And what you don't want to do is like aggravate that or dismiss them completely. You need to understand that they exist, let your team know you'll be able to communicate like that, and essentially give them the space to open the channels up.
Completely. I like the phrase leaning, so that, just providing some space as a boss especially, just to listen, ask some questions. How are you? How's the last year been for you? What have we done and what have we missed in terms of supporting you in work? It goes such a long way. It's not that you're then going to act on everything that they want or need, but actually just that listening exercise is really powerful.
Fantastic. So is there anything coming up in the future for yourself? Would you like to just tell any audience for Maverrik Live right now?
Yeah. Great, absolutely. So, I'm doing live webinars every week on LinkedIn and YouTube, mostly around team culture, hybrid working, leadership and innovation. I'm super active on LinkedIn, so go and find me on there. Check out meaningbusiness.org. There's a whole bunch of resources, a weekly blog, and loads of stuff around really making the most of your people in your team. I've also got a course called the Upward course, which helps everybody find their purpose and their place and passion. So, if you want to develop your team around some of those things, check out upwardcourse.com.
Fantastic. I'll grab your email and we'll put the all the links in the comments section for us.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. So thank you for coming down, Matty.
Thank you, Luke.
And thank you all for watching Maverrik Live today. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and all of our social media platforms, and we'll be back for our next Maverrik Live.